Welcome back everyone to sqadia.com. My name is Mohammad Osama and today we are talking about environmental pathology, and this right now is the last part of the series on environmental pathology, and in this we are going to talk about the adverse effects of therapeutic drugs, in which we are going to talk about the adverse effects of the most commonly used drugs such as antibiotics and sulfonamides, analgesics, and also the drugs which are used in chemotherapy. So let's start off with the different types of drugs that we're going to discuss: antibiotics, sulfonamides, analgesics, and cancer therapeutic drugs or chemotherapy. So antibiotics are those drugs which are used to combat different type of infections, like for example amoxicillin or penicillin. These are different types of commonly used antibiotics. So one adverse effect of antibiotics is that when we use too much of antibiotics or unnecessary antibiotics, so the different type of bacteria, if they are not dead because of the use of the antibiotics, they may develop resistance to those antibiotics. So next time when we use those antibiotics, they would not respond to that, or they have developed a resistance to that. So we need a more, you can say, stronger type of antibiotic. So that is the drug resistance, which is a very important adverse effect of antibiotics. The second is fatal aplastic anemia. Fatal means it can be life-threatening, and in aplastic anemia there's actually decreased production of all type of blood cells, either WBCs, thrombocytes, or erythrocytes. So that's why it is very dangerous and fatal and important. Now, antibiotic resistance can also occur, or it can also transfer from animals to individuals. Like for example, when we give drugs to different type of animals, and those antibiotics kills most bacteria, but some survive. So they, again, just like in humans, they can also develop resistance in animals. And what happens is that when we consume that food, so that food may have those bacteria which are resistant to those antibiotics, and when we consume that food, that actually is transferred to us as well, and those simple antibiotics would not work on them because they have developed resistance to it. So it is a very important concern. The second is the sulfonamides, which are synthetic antimicrobial and bacterial agents, and their adverse effects include that they can result in immune complex diseases such as pan or polyarthritis nodosa. Now, what is polyarthritis nodosa? It is actually nephrotic, it is a necrotizing vasculitis condition in which there is damage to the blood vessels and inflammation of the blood vessels walls. So such type of autoimmune disorders can also result from the use of sulfonamides as an adverse effect or a side effect. On the other hand, when sulfonamides are used in excess, or one of their adverse effects by their use can result in the crystallization of sulfonamides within the renal collecting system. This may result in the formation of renal stones, or also known as canaliculi, which can either cause obstruction, or which can either cause infection, or it may sometimes cause both obstruction and infection in the kidney. And these sulfonamides can also have an impact on the bone marrow hematopoietic function, and it can result in bone marrow failure, similar to the antibiotics. And acute self-limited hemolytic anemia can also be a manifestation and result of the sulfonamide use. Now, adverse effects of analgesics, and one of the most common analgesic that we used is aspirin, and aspirin results in different type of adverse effects and side effects if not used properly, and those include gastroduodenal bleeding, which is the bleeding in the duodenum, which is the first part or the proximal part of the small intestine, and gastric bleeding, which is in the stomach, because aspirin induces gastritis, which is the inflammation of the gastric mucosa, and it can even lead to peptic ulcer. So for that, sometimes we also, whenever we are using analgesics, we also advise medicines such as proton pump inhibitor and omeprazole, etc. On the other hand, it can also lead to inhibition of the platelet cyclooxygenase, which results in the impaired blood clotting mechanism and impaired plug formation, and it can lead in different type of blood clotting disorders with the use of aspirin. It can also have an adverse effect in the form of Rye syndrome, which is usually common in children who have an acute viral febrile illness, and they are using aspirin during that course as well, which results in a microvesicular fatty change in liver as well as problem in the brain or encephalopathy. There are different allergic reactions associated with aspirin as well, such as urticarial, which is actually a type of a rash on the skin, and asthma, which is actually an allergic reaction in the pulmonary system resulting in dyspnea and shortness of breath, and nasal polyps, which have painful structures developing in the nasal mucosa, and as well as angina necrotic edema. So let's take a review of it. So red are the more serious side effects of the aspirin, in which there is swelling of the eyes, face, lips, tongues, or throat, wheezing, difficulty breathing, hoarseness, fast breathing, as occurs in the allergic reaction, which is the asthma, fast heartbeat or tachycardia, cold, clammy skin, hives, which is also known as urticarial rash or hives rash, bright red blood in stools, black or tarry stools because of the hemoglobin, and nausea, stomach pain, heartburn, and vomiting because of the gastroduodenal bleeding, and bloody vomit, once again because of the gastroduodenal bleeding, and vomit resembling coffee grounds. Now, another drug which is an analgesic is phenacetin, and it is because of its significant adverse effect is now removed from the US market. It is associated with chronic analgesic nephritis, which is in the kidney inflammation of the parenchyma of the kidney, and renal papillary necrosis as well. It is also associated with urothelial neoplasm, which are malignant tumors, especially transitional cell carcinoma of the renal pelvis. It is also associated with acute hemolysis because of, especially in the patients who have G6PD deficiency. Now, chemotherapy, it is very popular that chemotherapy is associated with a lot of adverse effects, and it is very miserable when people are going through chemotherapy. So it was very important to put that into this lecture. And so the common adverse effects include nausea and vomiting, diarrhea and constipation, mouth sores, shortness of breath and dyspnea, trouble breathing, cough, and feeling tired or fatigue, headache, and hair loss, which is a very common manifestation as you see in movies, etc. as well. Damage to organs such as thyroid gland, liver, and kidneys is an, you can say, a manifestation or adverse effect of the chemotherapy as well. Allergic reactions can also occur while getting chemotherapy or chemotherapeutic drugs via the intravenous route, and it is very surprising to know that chemotherapy or cancer therapeutic drugs are actually used for cancers, but they can also increase the risk for certain types of cancers, such as acute leukemia and other malignancies. So let's look at the pictorial representation of the adverse effects of different type of chemotherapeutic drugs or cancer therapeutic drugs. So it can have negative effects on the brain and hair loss, along with anxiety and depression, and mouth sores, as we already discussed, hot flashes, and menopause in women who are in younger women can also be a manifestation of chemotherapy. Lower blood cell count and anemia, and weak heart and cardiomyopathy, and digestive distress and nausea and vomiting is also a very common manifestation. Discolored and cracked nails, either because of the anemia or because of its own manifestation as well. Decreased urination or frequency of urination, and loss of appetite, red urine, and bone loss, sexual dysfunction or impotence, poor coordination, and tired and fatigue muscles, because fatigue was also an adverse effect of chemotherapy. Skin sensitivity and swollen hands and feet, and once again increased risk of some type of cancer or malignancy as a response to chemotherapy as well. So that was all about environmental pathology and adverse effects of therapeutic drugs, in which we talk about antibiotics, sulfonamides, analgesics, especially aspirin and cancer therapeutic drugs. So I hope you learned something new out of it. So keep on watching sqadia.com for more lectures like this. Thank you very much.